Get back into our news that we've been talking about from Southeast D.C. and the Anacostia neighborhood. This is the video that DC Fire and EMS put out earlier this morning. The apparent explosion, maybe gas related, at that market on Southeast. Let's get some more details. Let's go right to DC Fire and EMS. Vito Maggiolo joins us. Vito, it's always good to talk to you. Tell me what came first. Was it a gas leak that you responded to and then the blast? What happened?
Yeah, originally at about 9:30 a.m., we were dispatched a report of a gas leak in the 1200 block of Martinsburg Avenue, Southeast. We arrived and what we found was apparently a 2-inch gas line that had been compromised and was actively leaking. So our firefighters immediately evacuated the area, knowing there was a potential danger. While they were standing by awaiting the Washington Gas Company, there was a tremendous explosion, which pretty much blew apart a commercial building. Short period later, there was a second explosion in the adjacent building. Fortunately, our firefighters had evacuated the area, so at this point, the only thing we were aware of in terms of injuries was one civilian who was hit by flying debris. I do not believe that was a serious injury. So what we're doing now is we have a number of heavy-duty hose streams in progress. They are protecting the adjacent structures, and we're working with the Washington Gas to see that the gas is shut off. Once it's shut off, we can more actively work to extinguish the fire.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, Vito, the video that you put out first that shows, you know, it looks like that market or convenience store that has the flames coming out of it. Is that where the initial blast was, or you said that there was another? There were two blasts. Was the first one there, or that was the second one?
I was not here at the time, so I can't confirm which blast this was.
Understood. Now, here's the thing, Vito. Since you put that video up of that convenience store that was burning, and we've been seeing from up above, from Sky Fox, from the tower cams, a lot of smoke, and a lot of folks have said, you know, there's a lot of smoke coming from this. Did it actually spread to an adjacent structure, or is it just the one structure that you believe was burning?
At this point, it's the one structure that is on fire, continues to burn. We won't be able to conduct a final extinguishment until we know that the gas has been shut off. But we pretty much have it surrounded with master hose streams, and we continue to operate to keep the fire from spreading.
Right, and I know that you had a ton of personnel that arrived on the scene and has been on the scene. Is there, you know, for folks who live in that area, is there any danger at this point of either that fire spreading or any more explosions due to the gas?
We don't believe that there's the fire is contained. The fire is not going to go any further than it is now. In terms of the gas, we have no reason to believe that there's any more further issues with the gas at this point. We've got plenty of personnel from Washington Gas on the scene. But we would ask people to stay out of the area because we have a very large complement of equipment here trying to operate properly. We've got approximately 20 units and 100 personnel on the scene, and everybody's hard at work trying to keep the community safe and get the fire extinguished.
All right, and Vito, you know, I know you talked about the number of vehicles that you have there, and I know that Marion Barry Avenue is blocked off to make room for everybody that you have responding to the scene. Have any of those closures spilled out over onto MLK, or can people still get by on MLK at this point?
I'm not aware of the closures. I'm focused right now on a firefighting activity. I would check with Metropolitan Police on the extent of the closures they have.
Okay. I appreciate it, Vito. And just to recap what you said, first of all, about the explosion and the initial response, do you know approximately how long it was between when you got the call for the compromised gas line and when the explosion actually happened?
I don't have that timeline, I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries at all. Vito, thank you for joining us this morning. Vito Maggiolo from DC Fire and EMS has been keeping an eye on what's been happening down in Southeast D.C. And there you see on the right side of the screen, that's the smoke that is continuing to come out of that structure, which if you keep an eye on the video that DC Fire and EMS posted on the upper left of the screen, it appears that that market, that convenience store, it was bright yellow for a long time. I don't know quite honestly if it still was or not, but it was something that was easy to spot in the neighborhood. That appears appears to be where the explosion occurred, although DC Fire and EMS now saying that there apparently were 2 blasts. We just don't know at this point if both of the blasts were in the same building or if they were in 2 adjacent buildings. But from what we've seen so far from the damage, and we'll get you a better view of that soon, what we've seen so far seems to be that one structure, the market, the convenience store, that has had some heavy damage. It was a 1-story building, but obviously it was up in flames. Those are the flames that you saw in the video that we were airing a little bit earlier, and that is what you see on the bottom right there, the smoke that continues to pour out of there. The fire itself has been contained at this point, and Washington Gas is on the scene, so they do not believe there's any more danger to the community as far as any more potential explosions. They did have a call. All that we know at this point, we don't know if it was a leak. They phrased it as a 2-inch gas line was compromised. Don't know anything more about how that might have occurred at this point. All we know is that somebody called it in because they smelled the gas. The fire department got there, the Washington Gas got there, and they believed there was enough of a situation, I guess before Washington Gas got there, when fire got there, to steer clear because there were no personnel inside that building when the explosion occurred. One person again hit by flying debris, and DC Fire and EMS says they do not believe that is a serious injury, and pretty fortunate if that in fact is the only injury to come out of this, because a pretty significant explosion on Marionberry Avenue. And again, this is just about half a block off of MLK, and of course if you're familiar with getting there across the Anacostia, this is right where 295, 695, MLK all come together. So it's an area where a lot of folks are, and fortunately a lot of folks were not in that particular spot when this apparent gas explosion occurred just a short time ago. So we have a crew that's there on the ground right now, and we're going to get an update from them in a little bit. In the meantime, we're going to turn things back over to Lion Lunch Hour.